Good morning and welcome to our Monday edition of Goodwill Columbus Workforce Development Department session on Show Your Best Self with Indeed. I think my voice has a little bit of the Mondays. Thank you for joining us today. Hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. Today we are talking about the 5 steps in order to build your resume on Indeed to help you get noticed by employers. I would like to thank Ms. Valerie for being with us today. She will moderate our chat box. So if you have questions or comments, please post them and she will get back to you as soon as she can, which will be right away. So thank you again for joining us. And also, since we're talking about resumes, this month, the whole month of June, we are offering free resume consultations with a career consultant. You can find that information on our Facebook page. There is a link that will take you to a calendar where you can schedule that appointment. And then a career consultant will then reach out to you and we will spruce up your resume for you. So please take advantage of that service that we are offering for you this month. So let's get started. I want to share our screen so I can pull up the presentation. Thank you again for everyone who is joining us. Again, my name is Stacy Biddle. I am a career consultant for Goodwill Columbus Workforce Development Department, and this is Show Your Best Self with Indeed Resume. Excuse me. Building a resume in 5 simple steps. Let's do this. So this workshop is powered by Indeed. Indeed's mission is to help people get jobs. It's the #1 job site in the world. 3 million companies use Indeed to hire with over 20 million job listings. So many opportunities for you. So let's get started. To make a good impression, you need to put your best foot forward. Today, we'll show you how to do that. We're going to go through the 5 steps in order to build a wonderful resume. And there are immediate benefits for having a resume on Indeed. #1, your resume looks great. Indeed formats your resume so that it can be shared with employers on a mobile device, a tablet, a desktop. If you want a hard copy of your resume, you just simply click download resume and a PDF file will be provided for you. And it looks fantastic. You'll love it. Second, it's easy to apply for jobs. With Indeed resume, you can apply to jobs with a few clicks, even from your phone. And lastly, it allows employers to discover you as well. I mean, that's a huge advantage. It's a wonderful feature. Please take advantage of that. So let's get started, shall we? Where you would need to go first is, again, we do have a partnership with Indeed. So that partnership landing site is www.indeed.com/partner/goodwill. And there is the link right there for you on that slide. So you go there first. If you don't have an Indeed account, you just simply need to create an account. You enter your email and again, and enter a password and click create account. If you have an Indeed account, all you got to do is click sign in and sign in. Simple as that. Once you have created your account, you will be shown 2 options, and that's to upload resume or build your resume. So today, we're going to go through how to build your resume. All right, when you click on build a resume, you will get a pop-up says action needed, confirm your Indeed account. When you open your email inbox, you will have an email from Indeed. You just click on that link and that's just confirming your email and it'll send you back to your Indeed page. So when you go back to that Indeed page, if your email is on the upper right corner, that means you're signed in. So there you go, simple as that. All right, so let's get started. Again, thank you for joining us. My name is Stacy. I'm a career facilitator here at Goodwill Columbus. And with us with moderating today is Valerie. So feel free to drop any questions or comments that you have for us. Okay, so there are 5 essential elements to your resume. You have your contact information, relevant education certifications, relevant work and volunteer experience, relevant skills and your level of mastery, and then finally your summary. So again, we're going to go through all of those steps today. Another great advantage for using Indeed is they also have sample resumes, and the website is right there, indeed.com/career-advice/resume-samples. And when you go there, it's wonderful. there's a bunch of different industries listed. And if you don't see your particular industry, go ahead and search it. It'll probably pop up, or search a position that you want to apply for. And a sample resume will be there for you. You can take a look at it, look at the language that is in the resume, and it's golden. It is a wonderful, wonderful resource. So let's go ahead and get started. So when you click build a resume, you're going to be sent to this first spot, contact information. So the first step is to enter your basic information. So you need to use your first name, your last name, make sure it's professional. It's not a nickname. So you enter that, and then you enter your city. Please don't use your street address. That is some personal information, that is sensitive information that you just don't really need to put on there at this time. Just use your city and the state that, what you're applying for, what you're living. If you, for example, want to work in downtown Columbus and maybe you live far away, like maybe on the east side of Newark, maybe you can just put Columbus, because sometimes employers might have this unconditional bias or unconscious bias, and they may look at that, oh, you live in Newark, you may not want to drive that far, and sometimes they just kind of put that to the side. So if you just put the city and state that you are wanting to work in, perfectly acceptable information. Make sure also that you put a professional email, something simple like stacy.biddle@gmail.com, something like that. If you don't have a professional email, create one. Don't put anything like I love dogs or anything like that. Of course, we all love dogs, but you don't need that in your email. All right, so this setting, you see that it says either public or private. So this is your option. You may select to put your resume public. And what that means is that employers can find you. They'll type in like search, maybe you want to be an administrative assistant, and they might say administrative assistant, Columbus, Ohio. And then your resume can pop up and they can contact you that way. They'll just send you an email inviting you to apply for that job. But that is what it means by having your resume public. You can also have your resume private. That just means that your employers will not be able to search you. That's fine if you do not want to be searched like that. But you still can use your resume to apply for Indeed, right? So that is completely a personal choice of displaying your resume public or private. Throughout this presentation, you're going to come across these slides where it says your turn. So if you're watching this during playback, you can pause right here and then go ahead and enter your contact information. Just kind of step by step, create those 5 essential elements of your resume on Indeed. So this would be a good opportunity to pause. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and move forward with the second element, which is education. So for many jobs, an employer needs to know that you have a certain license or a certain certification. This is where you get to display that. All right, and so here's where you get to display your certain license or certifications. You just do that by adding that add bar. I'm going to go back real quick. Also, this is where you put, your school that perhaps you attended. Even if you did not finish maybe college, maybe you had a couple courses, go ahead and put that. That's perfectly fine. Just show, what field of study that you were in and what you did. It's totally fine to put that. And then there's where you put your certifications and license. So now would be a good place, if you're watching this on playback, to pause and go ahead and enter that education section of your resume. The third section is work experience. This is probably going to be the one that's going to take you the longest, and that's okay. So now that you're going to add that, you need to focus on achievements, and career highlights over responsibilities. All right, we're going to spend a little time on this. Presenting your experience is so key. So here are some things that you need to remember. Avoid using overused phrases or words, things that just kind of been used so much that they just kind of lost their meaning. So, and also try to avoid business jargon. For example, bottom line or synergy or wheelhouse, or general phrases of self-promotion like you're a go-getter or you're a people person. Try to avoid that. Show your soft skills, especially if you're like really organized. Show that throughout your resume. If it's nice and easy to read and the things make sense, you are displaying to employers that, hey, look at me, I am organized, I can present my information well, show off your soft skills. That third point there, take the time to proofread, that's huge, huge. Your resume has to be perfect. You have to have, correct grammar. You have to have a spelling correct. All of that needs to be spot on. So take the time to proofread your resume. All right. And grammar check isn't always like perfect, right? Or spell check. So like maybe you wanted to put for, F-O-R, and you accidentally put F-O-U-R. That spell check's not going to check that. So that's why you have to proofread your resume. So read it top to bottom, read it bottom to top, give it to 2 other people to read for you, a friend, a mentor, or a Goodwill employee. That's what we're doing this month. Actually, we do it all the time, but we're definitely highlighting it this month. So definitely take the time to proofread that resume. Include your prior role levels to show your growth. All right. So that shows that you could grow within the company, that you took on additional responsibilities. That's really important for employers to see. Also use action verbs and quantify your accomplishments. So you can see there that there's a bunch of different action verbs that you can use, like achieved, accelerated, assembled, drove. Those are all great. You can also Google search resume action verbs, and there's going to be so many different ones that will pop up for you. And when I'm saying quantify your accomplishments, if you increase sales by 90%, then put increase sales by 90%. Something that is quantifiable. Maybe you reduce, employee absenteeism by 85%. Yes, put that down. That is great. Those are things that you need to put in your resume and you will shine. For example, again, with an action verb, perhaps if you have a sentence like this, maybe held weekly status meetings to share process updates. Sounds good, but it sounds better with spearheaded weekly status meetings to communicate efficiency gains. Good stuff. All right, so let's move on. Now, this would be a great opportunity to go ahead and pause this if you're working on playback and enter that work experience using those action verbs. You will do just fine. All right. So you may be confused or unsure about how to present some or part of your work history. While it wouldn't be noted on your resume, you may want to prepare an explanation for your cover letter or your interview, kind of explaining gaps of employment. So if you left to be a caretaker, on this slide, this gives you a good example of how to address that. If you were laid off by your employer, that's a good example of how to address that. Or if you were fired from your job, or if you took time off for personal reasons. People have gaps in their employment, and that's okay. You just need to prepare how to explain that. And I have a pretty interesting stat here I want to share. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the vast majority of people, 90% in fact, have been unemployed for some point of time in their working age lives. So unemployment gaps and short-term jobs are common among working age people. But what people want to see is that you're still engaged. You are still growing, even if you're not employed at the time. So show how you can do that. You'll be just fine. The next part is your skills section. Add all the skills that you have. If you're skilled in Microsoft Office or Excel or PowerPoint, add that to this section. There is another benefit of creating your resume on Indeed is they actually have assessments. So if you are maybe an administrative assistant and you know that every administrative job is going to ask for computer skills, Microsoft Office and things like that, Indeed has assessments that you can take. They're pretty short, and it'll gauge your level of mastery. So if you turn out and you take that assessment on Microsoft Office and it says that you're a master at it, you have the option of displaying that on your resume with Indeed. So you can, and maybe if you took it and you're like, oh, I didn't do so quite well, you can take it again, but you don't have to put that result on there if you don't want to. So that's up to you, but it is a very, very, very good way to promote yourself on your resume. So now it's your turn to add your skills on your resume, but I will go ahead and go to the last section, and that is your professional summary. So this is a quick profile statement. The purpose is to give employers a quick idea of who you are and what you can do. This is like your shining moment. So we're going to tell you how to do that. All right, so it's a concise overview of your qualifications for your job. You can think of it as a condensed cover letter. It's the first thing, pretty much the first thing other than your name and your contact information of what employers will see on your resume. So you got to definitely construct this the best way you can. We're here to help and to show your best self on Indeed. So, and there's two examples here. One is for a seasoned professional, and one is for someone maybe just entering the job force or has limited job experience. So as you can see here, the top one is you'll have an adjective, a job title with numbers of years of experience, keys, accomplishment, and responsibilities. The second one is an adjective, current status with unique qualification and your strongest professional skills. So you're probably like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Well, let me show you some examples. So some examples of some resume summaries. The first one would be for perhaps a seasoned professional. Dedicated warehouse worker with 7+ years experience in the shipping department. Responsibilities included customer service, picking and preparing items for shipment, assisting and receiving shipments, and maintaining a clean work environment. Awesome. Sounds really good. You shine there. The next one is one with limited job experience or someone just entering the workforce. High energy, bilingual nursing student seeking to develop more extensive experience working with elderly patients. Proven leadership capabilities, likes to take initiative, and seeks out new challenges. So those are some really great examples of your professional summary. So now would be a great opportunity to pause and work on that professional summary. And again, reach out to us. We can help you with that as well. All right, there you go. So you went through all the 5 steps. Bam, let's look at it. So you just click on, this will be the option that'll pop up, review your resume. So then once you pick that, it will have a file come up, and then you get to see all of your resume and what you typed in and created. So you review that. You can download it. It is a PDF file. You'll be fine. You can always go back and edit it. As a matter of fact, creating a resume really takes time and work, but it's work and time well spent because you'll get a job. You'll get your next best job. You'll get your first job. All right. Make your resume work for you. And I have some little tips here. We encourage you all to go back and edit your resume if you're actively job seeking at least like once a month. And let me tell you why. Editing doesn't just keep your resume fresh. It helps increase your chances of being found by employers on Indeed if you do have that public option checked that you are searchable. So resumes that are recently updated get pushed top to the resume search for employers and are marked as recently updated. So if you are actively searching for a job, again, just kind of give it a little tweak once a month and it'll bump it up on that search. So I bet you didn't know that. So congratulations, you got your resume done. All right, so please reach out to us. I'm sure your resume will shine, but if you need, let me stop sharing here for a sec. If you need help, go ahead and reach out to us. We are here. There we go. We're here to help. You can find that information in our chat. You can find that information on our Facebook page, Goodwill Columbus Workforce Development. Go ahead and schedule an appointment with a career consultant, and we will help you out. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you at 2 o'clock, and have another good day. Bye. Happy Monday.